by night. Keep going crazy.
Hey, boos. Hey. How are y'all doing? It is Lexa's Exodus, leader of the Black Women Exodus. Before we get started, like always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Please share. Please say what's up to me in the chat. Say hello in the comment section. Let me know that you're listening. I love engaging with you all. I love your conversation. Also, more donations have been rolling in. I appreciate you all so much. Special shout out to Sugar Honey who looked out for me. I really appreciate you guys. I am so thankful for you all and appreciate that you guys appreciate how much hard work that this takes. This is a labor of love for me, a passion project. So thank you so much for the recognition. I really, really appreciate the donations. Also, y'all, I'm not feeling good today. I got my COVID vaccine yesterday. I got my second vaccine yesterday and felt fine yesterday, but now today I'm feeling a little bit icky. I have a headache and muscle aches, and I'm still feeling slightly under the weather. I briefly thought about taking a break today, but I said, you know what? Y'all always show up and show out for me, so I didn't want to let y'all down. So I'm here, and we gonna do this damn thing. So shout out to all you guys who always show love and support. This is another installment of my daily series called the Blackistan Zoo, where we profile the dusty derelict, animals, and crazy creatures in Blackistan. This premieres Monday through Friday at 6:30 ET. Let's get it. So today we are going to talk about Pookie and Ray Ray, y'all. Pookie and Ray Ray. So you will find Pookie and Ray Ray on the block. You'll find him all day just hanging out, smoking weed, drinking malt liquor, rolling dice. His appearance, he is extremely dusty, extremely dirty. He also has empty pockets that are full of lint. And his behavior. So your Pookie and your Ray Ray, these are both terms coined to describe the losers in Blackistan who stay on the block all day. They might occupy or stay in front of corner stores in Blackistan. They are unemployed. They're broke thugs who demonstrate very destructive, criminalistic behavior. And these are your irresponsible men in Blackistan who pump and dump. Of course, we know that Tyrone's lack resources, and they just like the wreck habit in Blackistan. But here's the thing. It's important to call out that the phrase Pookie and Ray Ray is very problematic, though, because it's oftentimes weaponized by niggers and it's used against Black women. As Tyrone will tell Black women who have had bad experiences and bad relationships with Tyrones to choose better. They'll tell them that it's solely due to poor decision making and that they need to choose better and that they need to stop dating your Pookies and your Ray Rays. The reason why this is so problematic is because in all actuality, most Tyrones have a criminal record. Most live below the poverty line. Most of them lack resources, are broke, and are deadbeat dads. So Pookie and Ray Ray make up the majority part of the community. Therefore, regardless of who you are, if you're a Harvard graduate or a rocket scientist, if you choose to date within the community, it's very likely that you dated a Pookie or a Ray Ray before because most Tyrones fall into that category. So the first thing I want to do is look at your Pookie and Ray Ray and analyze their prototype. So let's look at this first picture of your Pookie and Ray Ray, and then we will chat. Here we go. I'm going to make this one a little bit larger. Okay. Do you see that? Do you see that? So we see Pookie on the left and Ray Ray on the right. Pookie, he is missing limbs, but we know even when they have no arms, even when they're missing limbs, they'll still figure out a way to shoot a gun and how to terrorize people. And it's interesting because we'll see Brad in similar circumstances. So he might be a military veteran and has been in a freak accident and lost his limbs or legs, but he's going to figure out how to still run a marathon. He's going to figure out how to be a track star, or, if he doesn't have any arms, somehow he's going to master how to be a fitness freak, and he's going to thrive. These Snickers, these Pookies, these Ray Rays are so effed up. They're still going to figure out how to mastermind their criminal behavior. So that's your average Pookie and Ray Ray. And let's keep going to the next story. Let's keep moving. So I want to show you guys this Pookie and Ray Ray mating with their super mammy in public. And shout out to beautiful Barbara who shared this with me. This is very interesting.
This is what happens when you want to live in the city. Oh, shit. This is what happens. I like to be...
Okay, let's keep watching.
This is what happens when you want to live in the city. Oh, shit.
So we see Pookie is down bad. He can't even afford a Roach motel. He can't even afford a room at your local Motel 6. This Pookie is being intimate in public on the corner. Thankfully, a man came in and interjected. It's like there's children out here. There's elderly people out here. This is a residential area. No one wants to see this mess. So get a room. So let's switch gears. So I also wanted to show you guys how Pookie and Ray Ray, they're always, like, their baseline is criminalistic behavior. And so I want to show you guys this Pookie engaging in his illegal behavior, and really just look at and review and analyze him in his natural habitat. So what we just watched is this Pookie / Ray Ray who stole a donation jar of honest, hardworking women. We see the other Tyrone in the background just flapping his gums, not doing his job. So this nigger, he ran off with the locations tips. And did y'all hear about them also being in pursuit, authorities being in pursuit of a nigger who stole the damn Ronald McDonald House donation jar for sick kids? You see what I mean? So this is your typical Tyrone. This is your typical Pookie and Ray Ray. Instead of working for his own money, he would rather steal from others, even if those others are less fortunate, even if they're sick children, even if they're defenseless women. He would rather steal from them as opposed to just getting a damn job. Okay, so I also wanted to show you this next story, and shout out to JM. Oh my gosh, she's been sharing so many tips. I really appreciate when you guys do that. It makes these videos so much easier. So thank you, girl. Also, really quickly, if you have any videos or any tips that you'd like for me to cover, feel free to send that to my Gmail. It's lexisexoduschannel@gmail.com. I'll also leave a link to my email in the description below. But yeah, so JM shared this video of Pookie and Ray Ray invading Buckhead, which is a really nice suburb area in Atlanta. So let's watch this. Make this a little bit bigger.
Help! A jogger cries out for help. He's just been shot twice in Atlanta's wealthiest enclave, Buckhead.
Somebody just shot me.
And it's very serious bleeding.
Yes, I'm bleeding. I've been shot.
The father of three was out for a Saturday morning jog when he says a car pulled up. He thought to ask for directions. Instead, he was stunned to see the driver had a gun.
Before he even could think, the guy shot him. And he was stunned, and he shot him again.
Ann Worrell's husband, Andrew, was shot in the hip and leg. Fortunately, he survived and is now recovering with the help of a walker. It's just the latest in a crime wave plaguing the wealthy neighborhood, which is frequently featured on the reality show Real Housewives of Atlanta. Earlier this month, cast member Phaedra Parks says her Mercedes was broken into.
We finally closed on our dream house.
Singer Cardi B also joined the neighborhood, moving into this 22,000 square foot mansion. Now the recent crime wave is triggering calls for secession from the city so that Buckhead can create its own police force.
It is truly a war zone.
Buckhead resident Bill White is now leading the movement to secede.
We filed for divorce.
Fox News is going on a campaign pushing for secession.
Now we're also learning more tonight about Buckhead. I'm sure a lot of your neighbors are just giving up and moving to Florida.
Former NYC Police Commissioner Bill Bratton, author of The Profession, has this dire warning about escalating violence across the USA.
It's going to be a tough summer. I see nothing happening on the national level, on the state level, or local level that is going to effectively deal with the dramatically rising crime rates that we've seen over the last year and a half.
Okay, so that don't make no damn sense. That don't make no damn sense. In Atlanta, that's Shaw's so-called Black Mecca, right? Because this isn't a gentrified area. It isn't. This isn't the part that used to be the hood where they gentrified it. And so there's now rough areas very close by. This is the part of Atlanta that they said is very, very affluent, very exclusive. They said that it's even oftentimes been depicted on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And so this is a very wealthy portion of the city. But Tyrone and Pookie and Ray Ray, they done bought their shenanigans and shootings and all that bull crap to the rich people's doorsteps. And that's the thing. Like, we know that Black women we're not doing that. We're not. So we very rarely hear stories that say Black women got into a shootout or we did a drive-by. No. This is Pookie. This is Ray Ray. And it's really messed up because these folks work hard for their stuff and intentionally, pay very good money to be out the way and to live like they live and to afford their lifestyles. But here comes Tyrone just messing stuff up. And here's one thing I remembered when I watched the story is talking to my husband about my sisters. And for those of you who don't know, I'm very vocal about my family life and my upbringing. So my father has remarried and he has 3 biracial kids. He moved them way, way out to this rural area, to Hicktown, Hillbilly Town. And so they experienced some racism and some bigotry. And I remember talking to my husband about it and saying to him, like, man, I wish that, they were around more progressive people. I wish they had little Black girls who looked like them and were around a more diverse community. Because now they're the only children of color at their school. You know what he said to me? That I had to stop and think that halted me in my tracks. He said, well, would you rather them live in the hood like they were previously? Or just in a rural town where they may encounter some bigotry or some racism or some ignorance? But they'll be safe. They'll be safe. And I said, damn, you're right. Because with Billy Bob and the other redneck kids, the most they might get is someone saying something hurtful to them. But in Blackistan, they might get shot and killed. Or even worse, they might get R-worded. So I was like, yeah, you're right. Okay, let's move on. And I want to preface this with a trigger warning because the next few stories get violent. And I also want to say thank you to Optimistic Rain Cloud. She also sends me tons of stories. So I really do appreciate you for always looking out and sharing those tips with me. Shout out to you, sis. She shared this story of a hippopotamus Pookie, this morbidly obese guy who attacked an unsuspecting woman who was simply pumping her gas at a gas pump. So let's watch this. And again, trigger warning. This gets very graphic. This gets very, very explicit. So this one is not for the faint of heart.
Other top story, the hunt for a suspect who sucker punched and beat a woman in a terrifying and brutal attack at a gas station. Now, the scary and random attack that could really happen to anyone has left a woman hospitalized.
Yeah, she was pumping gas when this stranger brutally beat her.
KCAL 9's Rick Montanez live in Gardena with this disturbing video, more of it, and the hunt, of course, for the man who did it. Rick?
Jasmine and Amy, we just learned actually from the employees here that the suspect in this attack is actually a regular customer, or at least he used to be. This is at the Sinclair station. We're off of Rosecrans Avenue and Avalon Boulevard here in Gardena. The brutal attack happened right here at pump number 1 last Sunday. The video is difficult to watch, but in it you can see the man pretty well, actually. Let's walk you through it. The LA County Sheriff's Department released the video today in hopes that someone recognizes the shirtless man. You see, once he's out of his SUV, he casually walks up to the unsuspecting victim, that woman pumping gas when suddenly she's attacked. You can see the man knocks her to the ground and then repeatedly hits her. She falls out of sight from the security camera. Investigators say the attacker, though, grabs the woman's hair and repeatedly slams her head into the car and on the ground. The attack lasts about 30 seconds, and by that time, bystanders begin to approach the suspect and the victim. One man is even seen walking with the suspect as he goes back to his SUV.
It looks familiar. Yeah, it looks like I've seen that car before. And I'm definitely going to be on the lookout from now on for that. And just being aware of my surroundings, period. I just would have never thought anything like that would have happened around here.
So the Sheriff's Department issued a special bulletin. They point out that the attacker is a large man, about 6 feet to 6 foot 5 inches tall, weighing about 300 to 350 pounds. The SUV he was in is an older model Ford Expedition. It's matte black in color with black rims. People who work here tell us the man has not come back since that brutal attack. Again, this happened on Sunday around 7 in the evening. Before that, though, the people who work here say that he had been in here pretty much daily. That's why the Sheriff's Department is really asking the public for help with this one. They want to identify that man. As for the victim, she was treated in the hospital, has since been released. But again, this seems like an unprovoked and random attack that investigators need help finding the suspect. We're live in Gardena. Rick Montanez, KCAL 9 News.
All right, thank you, Rick. And now our...
Oh my gosh, did y'all hear that? This is so disgusting. So this sloppy, disgusting fat boy, they said he was 6'5" and 350 pounds approximately. So this huge giant nigger randomly attacked this woman, minding her business. And this is why I preach full divestment. So I'm not, when I know a lot of times, I'll use this as a platform for women to, it's cathartic. So women will express their experiences with romantic relationships. But divestment, I'm saying you need to divest fully. That's professionally, that's romantically, that's personally, in your neighborhood that you live in, you need to divest and move far, far, far away from these fools. Because this woman wasn't even in a relationship with this fool and still got her ass beat by him. So yeah, and I know that, there are Pookies and Ray Rays, all in all, they inundate these neighborhoods. But what we really need to do is stay far away from anyone that falls in that category, and stay away from where they congregate. So I moved far away years ago, and I live in a gated community. And I've divested so much so that my family hadn't seen me in years. And they thought I was being funny, but no. I mean, I wanted to distance myself. I saw that it was toxic. I saw that it was unhealthy. I saw that it was dysfunctional. So I distanced myself. And now I come around on special occasions. But other than that, I don't go near neighborhoods. I don't go to their restaurants. I stay far, far, far away from them. And the reason why is because they are erratic and volatile, and they lash out at any second, even at innocent, unsuspecting people, just like we just saw. Okay, so shout out to JM again. She sent this next clip of a poor woman who was a server at a restaurant, and she served some niggers who dined and dashed, and then they ended up beating her up and kidnapping her after she confronted them. So let's watch this one.
Say abducted a waitress from a restaurant in South Jersey, then left her on the side of the road. Action News reporter Katie Catro joins us live from Turnersville with disturbing details and exclusive video you'll only see on Action News. Katie.
Walter, police say the waitress is lucky she was not more severely hurt after she chased that group of diners who didn't pay for their $70 bill. You gotta be kidding me. Exclusive surveillance video shows the horrifying moment a waitress was abducted from the Nifty 50s restaurant in Washington Township, New Jersey.
They pulled her into the vehicle and assaulted her inside the vehicle.
Police say the 20-year-old waitress was chasing after a group of 5 people she waited on who left without paying a $70 bill just before midnight Saturday. You see one person bolt out of the vehicle and the group drive away with the waitress inside.
So the vehicle headed north on 42, made a U-turn and was heading south towards Monroe Township and pushed her out of the vehicle.
Police say the woman was able to run back to the restaurant and call police. She was taken to a local hospital and has since been released, but has bruises and a possible concussion.
They're having trouble finding wait staff due to the pandemic, and she came out to confront them.
An employee tells us he's shocked.
Say it ain't so. As an employee, that makes me feel bad. You know what I mean? And mad at the same time.
Customers are shaken up too.
This is such a family restaurant, so I want to come here tonight. Oh, this is crazy.
Police have released photos of the suspects and a picture of the newer model white Dodge Durango the waitress was abducted in. The chief says employees should try to take down the license plate number of customers who dine without paying and call police.
Definitely do not chase after accused suspects and confront them yourselves.
Now, if you recognize any of the people pictured in those photos, Washington Township Police want to hear from you. Reporting live in Turnersville, Katie Catro, for Action News at 10 on PHL 17.
What a mess. Oh, I hate broke niggas. So we just watched these broke ass Pookies and Ray Rays who couldn't afford to eat, but they still went out to eat. They left and the server confronted them when they did so. So they kidnapped her, snatched her up, and beat her up. Y'all, poor Becky. This should be a telltale lesson. Never confront a Tyrone. Never. Because they're like animals. So you know how they say, you never look animals like lions and wolves in the eye. You never look a Tyrone in the eye. Never confront him. That's how you got to be in Blackistan, because they will attack you and try to kill you. So even if they've stolen from you, you're lucky. That's all they did, because they will not hesitate to take your life if they want to. All right, let's keep going. So this next story is brought to us by Black Woman Divest from Black Man, who always sends me content. She is also another loyal subscriber who always looks out and always shares tips. This one is about 23 people who were shot in 3 effing seconds in Miami. So this is another trigger warning. This one is very explicit and very hard to watch. So let's view this one.
Video exclusively first here on Local 10. It shows what happened when 3 El Mula Banquet Hall early Sunday morning and opened fire.
And the suspect still not captured today. Let's go to Local 10's Darrell Tournay live now in Northwest Miami-Dade with the latest developments. Darrell.
And by now, we all know this is along Northwest 186th Street near 77th Avenue, that plaza where it happened. You can see right behind me. I'm going to step out of the way because on the windows, you can actually see the bullet holes that now mark the front of this banquet hall. This plaza actually has had the attention of homicide detectives today. We've seen them in the area, and now we're getting a sense of some of the video evidence that they're working with. At one point, a camera shows people standing outside of a banquet hall, and the very next moment, gunfire sends the crowd scurrying for cover. This video, exclusively obtained first by Local 10, shows the chaos during a mass shooting over the weekend, where bullets hit 23 people, killing 2. We've blurred the image of one of the victims, critically injured. The pain evident even today as mourners show up to the scene to pay their respects to one of the victims, though most have declined to speak publicly. Detectives have since collected footage from numerous businesses in the Northwest Miami-Dade Plaza, and on the night of the shooting, another camera picked up a white SUV pulling up to the plaza and the 3 gunmen jumping out to unleash the terror that lasted less than 10 seconds. The trio jumps back in and then speeds away from the scene. On Monday, detectives found the getaway vehicle, a Nissan Pathfinder, submerged in a canal about 9 miles away. But in that original piece of surveillance video, well before the shooting, you see a white SUV circling the parking lot. That truck even appears to park for a short time in what could have been an attempt to case the venue by the gunman. The event at the El Mula Banquet Hall Saturday night was billed as an album release party for a local rapper, and the violent and deadly shooting played out as things were ending for the night. Officers believe the wave of recent gun violence is only the beginning. Cops are bracing for a long and violent summer.
Those that are out there committing gun violence, breaking the law, you're going to go to jail. My officers are mobilized. All the resources of the Miami-Dade Police Department will be on the streets to keep this community safe.
And a live look now at this memorial that continues to grow with these stuffed animals, flowers, and other items at the scene where, again, 2 people died. In fact, there have been multiple people that have shown up here to this area to pay their respects. We also know that the homicide unit from Miami-Dade Police, that they are actively continuing to work this investigation. No word on how much progress they are making, but there is a reminder to the community, a combined reward available of up to $130,000 thanks to multiple entities that have offered up money for any arrests and convictions tied to this case. So a lot of money out there for the community to pick up the phone and call Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers. Reporting live from Northwest Miami-Dade, I'm Terrell Fournette, Local 10 News.
Okay, Terrell, thanks.
This is so disgusting. Oh, this is so sad. So we just watched how a group of people were literally standing outside the banquet hall, minding their business. Then within a matter of seconds, 23 people got shot. All because of these Pookies and Ray Rays. Y'all, stay out of Blackistan, y'all. This is why I say divest, even when it comes to where you live. You don't even want, so I know that a lot of times, we are still connected, even after quote unquote divesting, we are still connected to the community. A lot of us will still frequent get-togethers and gatherings and also parties and things like that. That is the most dangerous place you can put yourself in. That's the most dangerous predicament you can put yourself in. With nakers who are out at night, with nakers who are high and drunk, you don't want to be around that. That's a recipe for disaster. Okay, so let's look at these next few stories. And again, trigger warning, this one is a little bit tougher to watch because these ones involve children. I want to show you guys this story that's going viral about 2 children who got caught in the midst of gunfire. So let's watch this and then we will chat. Y'all see this? And I'll read the caption. So this man, this Pookie, is now wanted by NYPD in connection to a Thursday crazy daytime shooting. So they're not even waiting until nighttime to engage in their shenanigans. These children were walking on the Bronx sidewalk when this happened, and they almost got shot. It says in a chilling video, you see the suspect chasing down a 24-year-old gang member on a sidewalk. The man ends up running into 2 young children, 10 years old and 5 years old, while the gunman shoots at him several times. Oh my gosh. And so the Pookie, the other man, was struck in the leg in the back. And it is expected to survive. The 2 young children were unharmed, thank God. Oh my gosh. And so the NYPD chief says that they'll shoot at anybody at any time in front of kids during the day. This is what it's turned into. My Lord. Thank God those kids are okay. This is so sad. And this actually happened to me before I was a teenager, and I grew up in the hood. I told you guys, I grew up off the Section 8 and food stamps and government cheese and all that mess. And I was walking home from school. I was in middle school, I think. And I remember this man chasing this guy that was nearby to me. And he started running. So I started running too. I looked back and this man pulled out a gun. And so we're both running. And thankfully, the Naker had enough sense not to shoot, because we know they have terrible aims. They, they learn they self-teach themselves how to shoot by watching fucking mafia movies and shit. So thankfully he didn't shoot, and I was able to run to safety, and the man got away. But yeah, this Pookie did shoot, and he could have fatally hurt these poor kids. So I thank God they had their guardian angels that day, and I'm so thankful that they're fine. Okay, here's another instance in Minneapolis where another child got shot while jumping on a trampoline, and unfortunately things did not end well for her. So here, this is 9-year-old Minneapolis girl passes away 2 weeks after being shot in the head while jumping on a trampoline. Whew, y'all. See these, and I'm telling y'all send me so many stories like this, and y'all think that I go in on Tyrone's. I really don't. My inbox be flooded every single day. I kid you not, and I'm not even exaggerating. I get like 30 tips a week on Nakers engaging in really disgusting, violent behavior. And I don't like to cover them as often. I like the lighter stories because this really, really bothers me. This really hurts. I have a 9-year-old. I could not imagine how her mother feels right now. This Naker shot this girl while she was jumping on a trampoline. And I didn't read the entire story. I'm assuming that it was similar to the previous story. She was just at the wrong place at the wrong time and was a victim of a stray bullet or something. Here's this last story. A 2-year-old who was shot and killed on I-75 in Detroit. Then the 9-year-old was injured. So let's watch this one. Y'all are killing me today.
So smart. He was. I would bet my last dollar that boy was gonna be special. So smart.
Boy, I can't. My poor heart. This is heavy, y'all. Woo, this is heavy. But this is your Pookie and Ray Ray, y'all. This is your Pookie and Ray Ray. And I just want to emphasize here that there's no differentiation between them and your average Tyrone like they like you to think. They're all Pookie and Ray Rays. And it doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter if you're in Detroit. It doesn't matter if you're in Minneapolis. It doesn't matter if you're at the gas station. It doesn't matter if you're at a restaurant. These Nakers are violent. They are dangerous and they will hurt you. And it really, really is unfortunate that in these instances, these poor children got caught in the midst of that and lost their lives. Pookie and Ray Ray and your average Tyrone, they are all the same. They are all the same. They are all shitty dust mites. And I don't care if they're educated. I don't care if they're rich. And they'll tell on themselves. Do y'all remember Kanye said in a song, even if you in a Benz, you still a nigga in a coupe? That's these Pookies. That's these Ray Rays. That's these Tyrones. And you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. So that's the approach that you have to take with these Nick dogs, y'all. I'm telling you, your safety is at risk. Your children's safety is at risk. So we need to divest and disengage. All right, y'all. I know that was tough. I appreciate you guys for hanging in there with me. I'm going to go drink some tea and lay my ass down and hopefully feel better tomorrow. I appreciate it. I will talk to you tomorrow. Until next time, see you guys. Bye.
if y'all come across a red iPhone, can you please bring it to the sound stage? Red iPhone, appreciate it.